Turning now to the pandemic and the new sign that COVID-19 isn't going away yet. Cases plunged across Canada. Now that's in large part due to the vaccine rollout, but the inoculation rate is plateauing and nearly 20% of the population remains unprotected. Some provinces are already seeing an uptick in cases. And as Caryn Lieberman reports, doctors are bracing for a fourth wave this fall.
Once considered one of Ontario's COVID-19 hotspots, Scarborough celebrates a milestone. Its 500,000th vaccine has been delivered.
The numbers have gone down significantly, and the patients that do come in are much less sick.
This emergency physician has not seen a COVID-positive case in weeks and credits a ramped-up vaccination effort, but he warns.
We've seen it in India, Europe, and even in the U.S. right now. As the masking rules have started to relax, the Delta variant is a much more contagious virus.
The concern twofold for unvaccinated adults and children who aren't yet eligible to get the shot. Dr. Steve Flindahl has seen both in his ER.
Two children of the same family came in. One was old enough to have been vaccinated, but didn't. The whole family had COVID previously, and so they thought they didn't need to be vaccinated. And from what I can tell, they knew that the recommendation was that they should.
In Quebec, where the number of new cases rose by 75 Monday, a weekly vaccine lottery has begun to encourage more people to get immunized.
I saw a 19-year-old last night as I was working overnight who came in with fever, cough, and chills. Was he vaccinated even though he could have been? No, not even a first dose. Why? Didn't feel he needed it, didn't get around to it.
An easing of restrictions in Alberta, combined with a slowdown in the vaccination rate, is taking a toll.
For example, on Friday, the numbers were 173 compared to 51 the week before, and that's an immense jump.
Manitoba may have its lowest daily COVID case count since September, but this intensive care doctor isn't letting his guard down.
We're all going to see a rise over the next 6 weeks or so. And then I think the numbers will go up rapidly once we get to the school opening.
Little more than a month away. Caryn Lieberman, Global News, Toronto.
In the U.S., the rapid spread of the Delta variant is causing an incredible surge in COVID-19 cases. The average number of daily cases is up more than 170% in just the past 2 weeks to more than 50,000 per day. And in hotspots like Florida, doctors and nurses are being overwhelmed by the rapid influx of patients, many of whom now regret not getting vaccinated. Jackson Proskow reports.
The unrelenting crush of patients is back, in some states worse than at any other point in the pandemic.
As of last week, I'm like, something's happening. Something is changing, and it's concerning.
Miami nurse Dana James stepped out of the ER to speak with us. Florida is now responsible for 1 in 4 U.S. COVID cases. The vast majority of those in hospital, more than 97%, are unvaccinated.
We weren't ready to be opened up. I really think that this is a consequence of that, low vaccination rates. I wish people would see that. It's not over.
A planned summer of independence from the virus has quickly vanished. The CDC is now considering recommending masks for everyone, regardless of vaccination status. Mask mandates have returned in several states.
I did not expect that we'd have a third of Americans refusing to get vaccinated. I just didn't see that coming. I thought everybody wanted to put the pandemic behind us. Everybody wanted to move on.
Vaccination ultimatums are becoming widespread, with government workers told to get the shot or face mandatory weekly testing.
If someone's unvaccinated, unfortunately, they pose a threat to themselves, but they also have a greater chance of spreading the disease.
If there's a bright spot, it's the sudden, sharp uptick in those seeking vaccination. With the Delta variant spreading rapidly, it may not be enough.
It seems like people may now be rushing to get vaccinated, but is it too late at this point?
Down here in Alabama, if you're sitting there on the Gulf Coast or you're in Florida, it probably is too late to get vaccinated. You need 5 weeks. That said, go ahead and get vaccinated and stay home.
In a further sign of a return to normal that's now on hold, the Biden administration says it will not be lifting U.S. restrictions on international travel, noting that the current surge in cases may not peak until October. Farah?
Jackson Proskow in Washington.